one of the lightest head torches in the world by Petzl. It comes in this small plastic container. Pretty hard. It's got this rubber band round it. I don't think it's completely sealed off to the water, but it's not too bad. Has a little picture of an SOS man on it for some reason. All of the specifications for this can be found in the information below the video. I'm not sponsored by them. I bought this with my own money. I've been using this little light off and on for probably 2 years now, I think. This is how it looks. It's a small watch type battery that goes in the back. You can see it. It's got like a ball joint type attachment to it. So when it's on your head you can tilt it down, move it around. It's pretty easy to use. The strap is just a basic elasticated strap, which is adjusted by this to fit your head, which is also a whistle, which is quite a nice touch. It also tells you on the SOS blast for whistling, if anybody actually still knows what Morse code is. It has a few different settings. This little E-light torch. First one, puts on the main LED to its smallest setting. Up again, it goes up another setting. It has a flashing setting. Also has a red light LED. A brighter red light LED. That's it. Now, I appreciate it's not dark at the moment, so I'm not here to tell you about or compare the beam of light that comes out of it, but I'm going to say I've used this little light quite a lot and I wouldn't purchase it again. Even these small LED lights give off more than enough light that you can see what you're doing. Now, the thing about this kind of light is though, it's pretty good if you're inside a tent or if you're doing something that's right in front of your face. So it gives off enough light that you can illuminate the inside of a tent, or you can see what's happening right in front of you, and it's not a problem. The problem I find comes, it doesn't throw the light very far. So if you're using this as a light to walk in the dark, it's just not very good for that, I find. If you're walking on a trail along the hillside in the pitch black, you can't really see, if you look down, you can't really see your own feet. Not very well anyway. It's just not strong enough to project that light so that you can actually see the trail in front of you. Now, the other head torch that I've been using for years now is, you know, this kind of head torch. I'll put a link below for this kind of head torch as well. It's made by the same company, but I find that this kind of head torch is just a more practical type head torch than this kind of head torch. to be honest, what I get the feeling is that even though this head torch is, I think, quite a bit more expensive than this head torch. I've had this one for years. You can see it's even cracked here. It's fell in rivers, it's been damaged. I'm going to replace this soon, but I'll probably just replace it with, you know, another one of these or something incredibly similar to this. Because with this head torch, I can actually put it on a trail, and I can see the trail ahead of me. It's got a diffused light. It has the red light and the flashing light, everything that this one has, but it's bright enough and diffused enough that it spreads that light out over the trail so that I can actually see what's ahead of me like a headlight, as opposed to just a light. This, I tend to find, I think this is a gimmick. I think this was invented for the kind of people who snap toothbrushes when they go on hikes, because they're counting the grams so much that something like this, they think if they put this in their bag, they would somehow lose the ability to hike. So they put something like this in their bag and they feel all smug. When in reality, compared to this, I mean, there's just no contest. This is going to win every single time. And yeah, it's a little bit bigger and it's, you know, a little bit heavier, I suppose. How that would have any actual impact on you, I suppose, you know, the gram counters count literally every gram. You know, grams eventually make kilograms or whatever. But in the real world, if you want a light that you can use as an actual light, and a head torch is an invaluable tool when you're camping or in a survival situation, you need a light that you can actually see what you're doing. And I don't just mean sitting in a tent making yourself a coffee. I mean actually see what you're doing on a trail. A tree falls in your camp, there's a problem, and you have to be able to bug out or whatever. You need the ability to be able to see where the hell you're going and what's happening. You need a light like this. Something like this is a piece of crap. You just don't want something like this. Do not ever rely on this as anything other than just a secondary light. I mean, it is so lightweight and it's so small that if I was going on a particularly big trip, I might even consider using this as my main head torch and then bundling this up somewhere, chucking it in, you know, the bottom of my pack somewhere, just as a secondary head torch, because, you know, it's always better to have a backup. Head torches are so important, I would say, actually, that you probably always should have two head torches. If you were going by the principle that you believed that a head torch was so valuable that you should take two of them, then I would recommend taking a torch like this as your main torch, and because you're trying to reduce the weight, have this in your pack as your backup torch, which you basically never use, but you know it's there. It's better than no light at all, but it's not better than this.